Hello, Zerms that's flying high here today with the next episode of Team Area Combos here. This is episode 27 of Team Area Combos, and I'm here tonight with the Jacob Man and War Destroyer here.
Hey, what's up, guys? Good to be here again.
Hey, what's going on, yo? Thanks for having me.
Yep. Okay, tonight we're going to be talking about the Dragon Ball FighterZ DLC, the Street Fighter V AE balance patch, and then we're going to talk about the is support for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite being basically dead right for now. But first, let's go talk about Dragon Ball FighterZ DLC. Dragon Ball FighterZ DLC right there. There was two characters that got released the last couple of about 2 weeks ago, that were Broly, which is Goku's dad, and Bardock, which is Goku's dad, and Broly, which is the legendary Super Saiyan that wants to kill the everlasting fuck out of Goku. Basically.
Oh yeah.
So, well, what's basically the first couple weeks impression for the game for them is that Bardock is definitely pretty damn good, and Broly is okay, he's not one of the worst characters in the game right there, but he's not one of the best right there. He's he's probably like an upper mid tier character at the moment. He's not bad or anything like that. But let's talk about Bardock. Bardock right there is a very good character at the moment right there. He's not like top tier at the moment. He's not like Kid Buu, Android 16 Cell, or Adult Gohan right now. He's actually a little bit below that because he still has a couple issues right there. He doesn't have a proper projectile besides his normal S move right there, which is not really interesting. But he has some of the best rush down in the game besides probably Adult Gohan and probably like Cell and like that, because he has some amazing good freaking constant normals right there. He has very good combo potential right there. He does a good amount of damage right there on all his combos that he can do. He has some of the best freaking special moves in the game. Like his Close Forward Light move is basically a very, very good rush down tool that can cover a good portion of the screen instantly, and it's very fast. His level 1 hyper right there, which is basically like a bionic arm in this game. He has another hyper that you can combo into by spending another meter with the first hyper. He has a very good level 3, and he's just an overall good character. He's not top tier or anything, but he's still damn good. And Broly, he is actually an okay character. He has, he has basically the damage output right there. He has good range on his normals right there. He has armors on his normals, and he has freaking hyper armor on some normals right there. But he has a couple of glaring issues. One, he's the biggest character in the game, so he can easily get fuzzy guarded right there by multiple characters. He has a hard time comboing into his level 1 super, which obviously that's the main way that's to do it right there. He doesn't have a good quick low right there besides his crossing minium, which has startup, so he can't use it to do it. And because he's a big character, he doesn't have fast buttons, so he can't press buttons against something else right there unless you can time his hyper armor moves correctly, so you can actually punish things. But Broly and Bardock are two freaking at least good characters. They're definitely at least decent right there for combining both right now. So guys, what do you think about the characters at the moment?
So I'll start off with admitting that my knowledge of DBZ is very limited. I'm definitely a little more well-versed in Marvel and Capcom games, but I do have some, as we were discussing earlier, some kind of generic questions that kind of arise when anytime new DLC comes into fighting games. I forgot to ask, are either of these characters in any way, shape, or form similar, or like a clone of someone else?
Basically not in this game in particular right there. Bardock right there probably is like closely designed to adult Gohan right there, but he's not adult Gohan right there. I mean, like he plays differently. He has different buttons right there, and he's different right there. Broly right there. People can say that he's a combination of Hulk and Sentinel right there. With Hulk being like he has like a lot of freaking armor on his leg, which is his quarter circle forward medium move that has a shit ton of armor on it. So that if your opponent presses the button right there, no matter what, Broly will win unless that move is going to kill Broly or they do a hyper or whatever. And with Sentinel right there, Sentinel has armor on his standing medium and crouching medium, while Broly has the same thing. He has the armors on his standing medium and crouching medium, which basically is still good right there. That means that you can't mindlessly press buttons against Broly right there when he's like when he has the plus advantage in neutral at the moment.
Because does this particular armor seem like it's the core of his offense?
No, like I don't believe so, because his projectiles are very good right there. His almost all of his special moves have at least a bit of hyper armor, armor on him right there. His closer forward light move right there has armor that that throws a bit projectile. He has a bunch of things right there. His basically his armor moves right there are more like hard read / punishes moves right there that he can do right there because how they are. Basically, it's not his core mechanic right there. How it is?
It's just a good tool in his moveset.
Yeah, basically he's more. Yeah, he's more like a basically a wolf type. No, not wolf type. Punisher character. He's probably more akin to basically. Actually, he plays like similar how most of the casters do, where you have the fist of moves right there, because Broly doesn't have like a lot of freaking mix-up potential too, but he has also a command grab that he can easily combo out of. So basically, his mix-up game is basically like if he gonna do an armor move right there to try to catch you pressing buttons? Is he gonna command grab you for trying to just not press buttons, or is he gonna freaking do an anti-air command grab because he has that too right there if I try to jump away? Which also that reminds me right there, he actually has an almost unblockable freaking incoming loop like Fireman too. That he has a command grab that if you time it correctly will grab you on incoming, and there's almost nothing you can do about it unless you can time like an air jump backdash right there or something like that that makes it hard to freaking do. And it's very hard to do, and you can actually probably call off a character if you actually do it well enough and you actually can time it well enough.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Sounds like a character that would be good in any game.
Yeah, I think Bardock.
Anytime you can destroy the incoming, it's kind of scary.
It is.
Yeah, Bardock has a lot of potential still, I think, because opposite right there, people thought it was going to be a new Hulk right there, and he found out that he's pretending in the Fireman. I've totally forgot about that. So, which that is definitely freaking good right there, because people thought that he was going to be like a heavy character, which he has armor on his moves right there. No one thought that he was going to turn in the Firebrand. Yeah, I say Bardock right there could be something maybe to. I think he has similar to Wolverine aspects to him right there. Besides he doesn't have a die kick right there, but he has that bazooka ass less move right there that he can do. That actually helps a lot of things. What's obviously still good right there. So I compare him to a Wolverine that has a little bit better freaking variety of a two set right there, because he has a high hitting grab right there. It's a very interesting design how the character is right there. I actually enjoyed both of these characters. Are fucking damn fun to play. I can't deny that. Let's say basically okay, what for the next thing right there, basically for how good they are right there, Broly Bardock is probably like an A tier at the moment right there. He's not like an S top tier character like Adult Gohan, Kid Buu, Cell, or Android 16 at the moment. But he's at least an A tier, so that means he's right up there with the other characters at the moment, but not not entirely freaking broken right there for it. And
Yeah,
Broly,
I can agree with that. Yeah.
and Broly right there could be probably like a B or B minus tier. Like he's not bad right there, but he doesn't have like the same toolset as the top tier where he has got like mid steps right there. He has a very long block string right there, and he has like freaking. Well, obviously he has got like normals, but it's basically his the block string potential right there, and how like the tools that they have to get out of multiple situations right there, and basically that's like that right there, and my nephew's lagging too, so maybe that's why the internet was too much set. Basically, they're definitely freaking pretty good. And also, high level aspects in the game right there. Do consider a freaking Bardock right there a very good character now. And basically, he is like definitely one of the characters that if you wanna play the UDC characters, you probably want to focus a team around Bardock. But obviously, Bardock and Broly still can work on the team right there because both of those characters have pretty good assists I believe. Bardock right there, I think it's more of a design as a point character. I mean, like you should want him to go first because he does bring builder right there, and Broly like he can probably work like first or second or maybe third depending on how it is because of his damage output. Broly can probably Bardock can probably be first or maybe last because of his missile potential, I think, or because I don't believe his assist is that great, but all of his other aspects are still freaking good. Like Adult Gohan, Adult Gohan right there has not like the best assist in the game, but he's also top 2 in the game. It says other things that Goichi says that Bardock, his quarter forward like light punch move in the game is probably one of the best freaking rush down moves in the game, and he basically it's like one of the things. So you can do it immediately at the start around right there and have it sit back up right there, and you basically have free pressure that your opponent has to take right there, right at the beginning of each round right there, or each downage right there. So that's actually damn good right there. That your opponent has to freaking take most of the time if they don't expect it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms, you said it was Broly, the one that has like the armor moves, correct?
Yes.
With like the huge hitbox.
Yes.
Yeah. Usually characters like that, like they don't shine right away, and sometimes they just don't do good against half the cast. But
yeah,
but there's usually like there's couple of matches where they dominate. And I'm curious if that's like if he's more of like that's his angle where he's like a rock paper scissors where he's gonna lose for sure. I always think like Zangief Cammy, right? Where Zangief's gonna lose to half the people, but he's gonna beat the shit out of Cammy, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like I wonder if he's that type of character where he doesn't look good off the bat, but maybe he has because of moves like armor and stuff, he has like particular matchups that work for him. But that stuff is yet to be explored. But that's usually kind of the case what I see with characters like that.
Yeah, it's like these characters like came out like last week, I think. People are still like figuring out the ways out these characters.
Yeah, that's true right there. And Broly right there probably can still be a lot of fun right now because I think he has a lot more tools and stuff that he can do. And Bardock right there is a pretty people know what to do with freaking Bardock. Now, but Broly is it's still being explored heavily right there because obviously right there, people did not expect him to be firebrand at all.
Yeah,
in this game.
Some along the lines of like a specialist character that kind of like you can't just do the bread and butter stuff you do with everyone else to win.
Yes. Okay. Do you have any more thoughts about the characters at all, or any more questions?
No, I know we talked about this earlier, but I'm not sure if you got it on our latest take with just where they kind of lie compared to the rest of the cast, as far as if they're kind of squeezing in, if the top tiers are still top tiers even with these two present. You know what I mean?
The top tiers are still top tiers in this thing right there with the new characters, because Bardock right there is probably considered an A tier, most people, because how his rush down is in the game right there, and how good
I can see that.
And Broly right there is like definitely an interesting thing that is probably like a B tier or B minus tier at the moment because he's a big character right there, so he can easily get Fuzzy Guard right there. His armors like don't really activate on the first sprint besides like a couple moves right there, but he can get hit all over his armor moves easily because like how fast the buttons are. But
so it's not about sticking it out there. You still got to anticipate that.
Well, there's one move right there that you have to respect like no fucking tomorrow, which is that freaking lariat. But he has like a couple of freaking like only his things, like he can cancel the first turn of his armor moves into a super so that you can freaking punish stuff that you can't normally punish on some characters. Which is a good thing right there. It says, and so yeah, that's definitely like a very good thing on him right there. Okay, well, let's go to the next topic right here, which is Chief.
Let me just squeeze this last thing in because I'm not sure if this got on tape, but I do respect the fact that they didn't just brain dead add pay to win characters.
Yeah,
I like that the characters that they added aren't necessarily OP off the get, and then they got to nerf them. They kind of like threw them in there with a sense of balance. I respect that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that is definitely true right there because obviously right there like that it's not like Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with it, which they obviously are very hard to use characters, Zuma and Jill, and it's not like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite right there when freaking like at least like one character is like one of the like best characters in the game, which is like I believe Winter Soldier, right?
I mean, I think all the DLC in the Marvel was at least staples. Like, I think Venom's really strong. Monster Hunter got super armor.
Not Black Panther.
Black Panther, man.
Not Black Panther. Like, so I know Sigma, like the Winter Soldier, Monster Hunter, basically Black Widow right there. Basically, almost all the characters, all the DLC characters were very, very good. Besides Black Panther.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say it's pay to win, but it's definitely like dancing on those lines. You know what I mean?
But the game, but Marvel vs. Capcom is actually probably a decently balancing game, like besides like issues like that. But we will get into that later on to the episode right here. So
sorry, I'm jumping the gun there. I always want to talk Marvel.
Yep.
Same here, man.
Yep. What's the next topic is the Marvel is Street Fighter V AE patch notes. Which obviously right there during no kind of reasons right there, they basically like try to April Fool us, which is actually not an actual April Fool, which they actually announced a balance patch for Street Fighter V AE, which is now known in the Marvel community as Street Fighter V AE version 3.5, which is right now is the first season of the game, which has the third DLC release right now. Which basically they changed a lot of good different things about this game right here. Let's go over on the majority of the things right here. Obviously, we're not going to go for every single one because that would take hours.
Yeah, you definitely want to go over the general game mechanic notes because that kind of affects every character.
Yep.
The big ones,
Yeah, basically the major things right there. That quest counters now have changed the scaling on quest counters, so now that the scaling is worse when you quest counter someone right there, so that so your opponent cannot press a button in neutral right there and then do 400 damage with one combo. They basically changed that, so that's happening. Full escape, what that means that you can't freaking input a throw, then do another action after a throw it, then have an option to select with that right there. Basically, Chiquita is known for freaking doing a throw or then doing EX demon flip, and if the opponent tries to throw him, he takes the throw. If it's not a throw right there, he does EX demon flip right there, so it's an option select for him. Basically, that gets rid of that.
That is a very powerful option select you just mentioned.
Yeah, that's why he does that a lot right there. Basically, they got rid of that right there. So basically, it weakens defensive options because of certain special moves. It's probably movement ability together with the throwback. So basically, they got rid of the options to that. Basically, normal fall damage. Basically, they increased fall damage right there for it, and they increased the moves move startup and performance on V reversals. So V reversals are a bit better now. basically, okay, Ryu basically he has better damage on his forward throw. He can now combo. He can now like on his forward freaking heavy punch right there, the 2-hit punch or his overhead kick right there. He can cancel into parry now, so he can if your opponent tries to reversal that right there, he can combo parry right there and punish that. Now he has increased juggle potential on some of his moves now, so he can create new combos for it. His V trigger got changed a bit, I believe, right there. Let me try to find it. That his so you can it will choose more computer chains. I'm trying to find his V trigger right there. Basically, it increases the timer right there, but more the moves that he does right there takes more out of it right there for it. Basically, it's Ryu has the ability to cancel into his parry more often, and his V trigger lasts longer, but he uses more V trigger depending on his moves, and he has better juggle potential now, which is pretty good.
Ryu's one of those characters that he just needs an overall, I don't want to say like crazy buff, but he's still a normal guy in a game where everyone has a lot of tricks. I do like that they're focusing on his technical stuff, like if you can parry and get in stuff. Like I do like that they're trying to buff him more on an expert level, because he's always been that go-to like dummy, how do I play Street Fighter, right? Yeah. But I like how they're making him where he's not as good as everyone, but if you really master this technical stuff, it looks like they're trying to more like have that stuff pay off better.
Yep, true. Okay, next Ken right here. He creates the damage for his forward foot, but then added a flame recovery right there, so he has less advantage off a throw. His standing jab got nerfed, so he doesn't have an anti-air jab as much for what it's like. His V skill got nerfed a bit right there, but now his V skill got nerfed a bit right there, but it has a better combo potential now for what it looks like. Okay, so you can change, so now it can hit opponents who are behind Ken.
Yeah, they just
Okay, and also his Shoryuken right there makes it so that it's harder for opponents to spot all of it.
Yeah.
Sin Shoryuken right there has a better an easier combo potential right there, but it has reduced damage on it from Matt's button press version. So, and that's his V trigger, I believe.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because with most of these changes, it's such minute details that it's not until they're battle tested that you're going to really figure out what's really good or really bad. But I will admit that Ken has been that character who has drastically changed from seasons. Yeah, like definitely. Drastically, he went from the best character to like his stuff doesn't even hit. Yep. So I'm curious what this iteration of him does.
Yeah.
True. Okay. Chun-Li, standing, light punch, and medium punch have basically lost their anti-air jab properties. From looks like her full forward there makes it so that the opponents fall away from her. From what it looks like, her V skill can be performed from cancelable moves right there, so that's pretty good. So better combo potential. But here,
also makes stuff safe too. I'd imagine, like maybe if off of block hits too, you can go into it.
Maybe, but she gains less V trigger from it. Her normal right there, which I don't know what it is right there, might be her stand heavy kick right there or a stand heavy punch right there. Basically means it so that she has less advantage on quest counter, so might be harder for her to combo off it. And now she has more. She has more recovery on it from whiff, from what it's like.
Yeah.
And
you know what? I can't wait for the day that Capcom shoots out patch notes that have the move motion next to the move in the list.
Yep. And
Well, a button.
and Choso has made to the second hit onward when that disappears from counter collides with her opponent's projectile. Okay, so basically that's a buff to her like projectile right there, so it's good. And that's really it for Chun-Li right there, which basically looks like minor nerfs for one looks like mostly, besides like a minor buff.
It looked like she doesn't stay in her V skill as long, but how she can get into it is a little bit like open as far as comboing, you know.
Okay.
Interesting trade.
Yep. Okay. Now Cammy. Hitbox. The center her upwards hitbox were costing, so that means she can get hit a lot easier. She has now more stun right now, so that means she is a lot harder to stun. She has more damage on her forward throw, but less stun from it. Her back throw has more damage from it. Causing leg kick has more hitbox. Increase the piss back and hit. Sorry. Lift upper can be cancelled when during Delta Ambush and Delta Step while Invincible 2 is active. Cannon Strike Light is invisible to airborne attacks from 1 to 6 now, which that's a very good thing. Cannon Spike can be cancelled to Cannon Strike and hit. Delta Step and Double Ambush combination. Numbers of V-trigger blocks reduced from 3 to 2. The V-trigger time will completely consume upon the special moves, Delta Steps, and Ambush. Delta Twist is banned on the downwards hitbox. Reverse Edge damage increased from 7 to 80. The second half we consider a mid-attack. Recovery on block will be the same as hit. Recovery on block decreased from 11 to 5, which is actually pretty good. And after frames 1 or 2 right there, we'll be able to hit grounded opponents. Which basically, a lot of these changes right here is fucking very amazing buffs that Cammy got right there. Because, basically, she can do a lot more damage now because now she can freaking use her V-trigger and do a ton of damage right now. Like, freaking close to 400 to 500 damage, depending on how much meter you have. Like, if you spend 1 bar, it does a shit ton of damage. And basically, a lot of fucking things that she has right there is so fucking good right now. And people were fucking like saying, why did you fucking buff Cammy? Oh my god.
I'm looking now. I mean, obviously, anytime a character like Cammy gets just like general damage buffs, it's good because she's just always inside anyway, right? Just do normal attacks. But the nerfs on her V trigger look pretty serious. Only being able to block 2. I mean, that's kind of right when the match changes. Is like you get 3 attempts instead of the 2, and then now if she does any of her special moves in the trigger, it just kills the timer completely. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's true right there. But basically, people don't mind right there because her V triggers are more like comeback mechanics more than anything because they allow you to do more damage right there. Those V triggers are basically just more comeback mechanics for her because they basically allow for more damage output right there, or basically allow her to actually be more have ability to be a little bit safe when they were trying to come in.
Yeah, it looks like where her V trigger is meant to open you up. But now, once it opens you up, it's not like she can keep doing it again and again and again until it runs out. It looks like it's meant to be spent once and once only now. Or at least that's what they're trying to gear it towards.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Like that, because her old V trigger, most of the time she can get like 2 freaking hits right there off it right there. You know, like because most of the time like the old carry players used to do like a V trigger, the up kicks right there, and then. Cameron Spike right there to actually use it right there, but they only use one thing now, and basically save the V trigger for the rest right there. So now they're making so that you have to it's basically worthless to actually saving the V trigger more looks like now.
Yeah. With Cammy players, I notice when they activate, they usually do the brain dead drill just to get in, but that's going to spend. You used to have the drill and then 2 more attempts. Now you're going to get the drill and 1 more attempt. Maybe people won't be so brain dead just drilling to get in when they're in the V trigger. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting that what they chose to buff and what they chose to nerf.
Yep.
I think she's going to be less reliant on her V trigger and obviously a lot more reliant on just her normal tool set.
Yeah, probably like that. Okay, next, M Bison. Crossing jab. Basically reduced upward hitbox. Basically nerf anti-air properties for her most likely. Expanded cross heavy punch. Expanded the upwards hurt box, so that they like hurt his only good anti-air. Basically, he has like more damage off his forward throw, and his start up to his reversal has been increased by 1 frame. EX double knee press on the second hit connects on a non-lock situation. Can cancel the cycle cross and basically he can cancel that into V trigger. And cycle adjustment ease the combo count, so that means better combos. Damage increase when lower body portion hits. Okay, basically he more damage right there. Basically, half nuts, half like things. They basically like made him so that hey, no fucking anti-air for you. You're not supposed to have a fucking anti-air. Basically, that's really it from what I see from the things right here. And basically make him so that he has like worse defensive offense right there. That's basically what I see right there. And give him better.
I was reading it wrong. I see what you're saying. They got rid of the light punch uppercut, and you have to use the fierce uppercut now, or the hard punch uppercut.
No. It's M Bison right there, which is dictator.
Yeah, it looks like his jab is reduced and his fierce is expanded. So basically, they want
the upwards hurt box, man. Like he has a.
Oh, the hurt box is expanded, so it's not as good either way. Oh, okay, that sucks. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much you relied on those, but yeah, I get it. Oh, you're right. They nerfed both of them.
Yeah, basically. Ouch. Yeah, definitely. Okay, like a Nas.
Actually, I want to make a comment about Bison. I think it's really cool. Oh wait, I'm tripping. Okay, no, I'm tripping. Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, Nas. Okay, his forward throw has more damage on it right there. He has more stun on it too, which is actually pretty good. And his back throw has more stun on it, more damage on it. Standing medium kick, so it will not hit opponents who are behind Nas, only for the base hit box. So basically, if anyone goes behind him right there, he can't do a accidental crossover on one side. Or he can't freaking cross under and use stand medium like a kick with it to actually do a 50-50 situation right there. Increase the forward momentum distance on the second hit, which is Raptor combination, bolt combination. I don't know what that move is. Clipper, his V skill has advantage on hit from 2 to 5 right there. Has more mutual gang right there, which is like basically his meter, his like thing to steal fireballs right there. Change the recovery of the first active frame, first active 1 frame of hit and block to the same value as second frame. I don't know what that really means right there. His Sonic move hide reduces recovery by 2 frames. I think that's his teleport right there. I don't know. Reduce the recovery frames by 2 and full projectile frames. So maybe it's his anti-air catch right there. That could be it right there. Or his fireball. I don't know. Jessica would not be able to perform just self-hands and whiff. Okay, so basically I think... So basically he can't use his V-Trigger 1 to freaking get out of situations when he's freaking doing things. Okay, basically for one, it's like he has a good amount of buffs right there for one, it's like. I don't know if they actually will help him out or not.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of these are going to have to be play tested as far as like, does it, like if someone hurts 140 and now they hurt 150, it's not something that's going to be blatantly evident that it's OP, but one of these things that as we play test, we're going to find out what really, how much that really affects matches.
Yep, that's true. Okay, next, Vega / Claw. Forward throw and back throw has more damage on it. Standing light and crossing light has reduced the upward hit box, so less anti-air, but obviously my Claw has bad anti-airs anyway, so... Matador turn his V-skill attack can cancel into critical art on block. Don't know why he would need that, because that, unless he's trying to do like a frame trap. He increase the distance, which triggers the opponent's blocking motion. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Increase pushback on block. That's okay. Bloody kill, tornado, and bloody kiss. So his V-trigger 1, I believe, right there, has more damage on it now. like Crimson Terror, has spent the 4 hitbox on the first hits. Each fire breaking at address the input window, so that means you have better input now. Flash Arts rolls out, address the phenomenon when the attack would not connect after a successful parry. It fixed the state where Vega should retain visitor upon. Okay, basically that's a glitch right there. Basically he has more damage controls right there. A frame trap that with his V trigger, V skill, and basically a couple of slice quality of life issues right there, but nothing really big for one like there. That's really from what I'm saying right there. Just basically a couple quality of life issues, obviously getting rid of anti-air jabs, but basically a frame trap that you can probably do right there, and like some glitches that the beat that you got to be fixed right there. Yeah, nothing really too much right there with a claw. Yoga Flame, Dawson. Yoga Rocket. His forward foil has 10 more damage on it. Standing Medium and Standing Medium Punch and Kick has easier combo capabilities now. Drill Kick has changed the move to before using down forward and down back neutral adjust your inputs, so that means that's a quality of life thing that he has now. Yoga Miner, his V-Versal has more frame, has another frame added on to it right there, so it's nerfed a tiny bit. Yoga Gale applied to the combo count limits. Okay, so basically that's a nerf right there. So he has combo count limit, so that means he can't freaking do extreme long combos with it for one like. Yoga Burner increased the float on hit, increased the horizontal ballback distance on hit. Which I believe that's his V trigger 1, which I think that's actually a pretty good thing like that. So now he can actually have more combo potential with his V trigger 1. Even though people use V trigger 1, we use V trigger 2. Yeah, V trigger 2 is a lot freaking good, very good for freaking Dawson. That's because it gives him fucking space control, which he fucking needs right there in this game. So it's basically this quality of life issues right there, and then basically buffs to his first V trigger right there, and basically a little bit of a nerf of a second V trigger. What it's like. Okay, Zangief, standing heavy putts can change the timing for cancel into V trigger 2 right there. So basically, it's a different timing for it right there. Flying headbutts reduce the stun from 400 to 200. Change the hit effect from blowback to immediate recoverable damage. Can now be cancelled. Metal explosion is reversal. Increase the pushback on hit. Increase the pushback on block. Tones of storm. The opponent stun gauge will not be covered during the animation lock. EX Burst Dynamite candidate cancel Pacific action. He basically got definitely nerfed a bit more, nerfed hard right there, because
he did.
Yeah, basically his flying headbutt there mean there's no point of his flying headbutt being cancelable right there. It just added a little bit of combo potential right there, but it's no point of having that right there. What the worst thing is that he did right there is because he has less damage right there, and his V reversal now is worse right now because his tactic with his V reversal is V reversal there in super. Now he can't do that anymore. He can't be V reversal in super right there and basically do 400 free damage to your opponent. But so basically he definitely got hurt right there. He's probably one of the considered worst characters in season 3 at the moment. That sucks right there.
It is.
Okay, Karen right there. Damage increase from both throws right there has damage increases to it right there. Her back throw has more recovery frames after the throw. Her jumping heavy punch has reduced the hurt box, so it's a better jumping. Her reversal has more push blowback on hits. It's her Garen Cosby. I don't know what that freaking move is, since it's weird. Has more action frames right there to it, and reduce the recovery. I don't know what that move is, but I think that's her V trigger, not being a V skill. Has damage reduction on it right there. Yeah, it looks like damage reduction on it. More of course about 10 damage to 20 damage each. Her EX moves, one got nerfed and one got buffed. Can move on for cancel curve, and then she has a new move that can be canceled from cancel moves right there. Karen looks like got nerfed and buffed a bit for one looks like. I can't really tell because I don't freaking play Karen at all. That's really it. Okay, next, Armika. Armika has increased the horizontal blowback distance from mid-air hits. H shooting Pete's charge change the performance when performed as a cancel from Lady Mika, and her command grab has increased damage output for each of those. Right there, basically, I say that she actually got buffed a bit right there because she has better combo potential now, and her command grab actually got better. But she's obviously not as good as season 1 Armika, but she's definitely still probably a viable character. But
yeah, she's still one of the scariest people when they have you in the corner.
Yep.
Yeah, that crouching MP anti-air is definitely usually when you anti-air with that, when their body comes down, they're within mix-up distance. But maybe now if she gets them out of the air, she can't do that mix-up no more.
True.
But everything else looks great.
Yep. Like Birdie, his forward throw has reduced down now by 50. Pulse and medium punch. Active range reduced from 6 to 5. Recovery range from 15 to 16. So his anti-air got nerfed a bit. His crossing heavy kick right there has more disadvantage on block. It went from a -11 to a -14. Expanded headbutts at the active flame ends, delayed the timing on which the post-active range headbutt appears, increased the pushback and block, and his reversal has more events. Basically, really got definitely nerfed. His worst thing right there is his crossing heavy kick right there. That's because now people can really punish it, so he cannot fold it out for free right there, and they can't punish it at all. Now he can't use that as a poking tool now. And basically he definitely got like a couple decent nerfs right there. Okay, Nikali. A lot of changes from Nikali, and I don't know fucking half of them.
Damn, yeah, is this the same character? Jeez.
Yeah, it says. Basically, nerfed his standing jab, so it can't anti-air that well. Better damage on both of his throws, and basically, both versions right there. Blowback and counter hit was changed to the percentage of the regular version. Blowback and hit was changed to the regular version. That I don't know what that move does. Wait, no, that's his charge move right there. Okay, I think that's his charge move right there. So basically, pushback. Okay, so basically his pushback on his charge move right there has been changed a bit. So now he can actually combo. He can use V trigger and cancel into V trigger into that move, so he can actually get more combo potential from it. His basically stomps right there has been changed right there to more to different. No, he has different damage properties right there instead of being. So basically, each hit does a different amount of damage, but overall it's the same damage right there. So second hit we cancel the V trigger, increase pushback on hit for blocking the second hit right there. Basically more combo potential right there, mostly from what I see from Nikali, and but reduced basically his anterior jab. So I think Nikali is actually pretty good right there for one of the changes right there.
Yeah, just like some interesting balances on when the damage actually occurs on some of his strings. It's kind of weird.
Yep, definitely.
It is, yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna go for Mr. Mr. Nerf right there, which is Rashid. He has less stun now. He has more recovery after a throw. He has less stun after throw. He has less advantage on his on multiple moves. He lost advantage on multiple moves right there. Depending on 1 to 3 frames right there, he lost 1 to 3 frames on each move or so. Basically, he got a lot of freaking nerfs across the board right there.
Yeah, he yeah. Oh my god. This guy got a.
Yeah, basically they toned him down a lot, right there. Everyone looks like.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything that actually changes his positioning, because if there's nothing that changes his positioning, as far as getting pushed back more, either push back more, push back less, then it looks like he can keep the same pressure. It's just that he's got to do more of it to win now, because everything is recovery increased. Yeah.
Yeah, but basically he's definitely got like a big. He's probably like the most nerfed character in this thing right here. Definitely the most nerfed character right now. He's still freaking probably a good character most likely, but we have to wait for people to actually try him out some more. So yeah, for one to know one thing, he lost freaking his button, his normal into EX run right there. That's not a true box team anymore, so people can jump out of it right there and punish him now. For what I saw, so yeah, that's definitely okay. Next, Laura, more recovery after a throw, reduced backwards hitbox right there, so she can freaking cross you up doing it. She has better advantage after her standing medium for some reason. Increased recovery and her crossing heavy kit has more recovery on whiff and block by 2 frames. Her basically movement ability right there, her V skill has ability to get counter hit now, for what it looks like, and basically changed the collision bosses too right there when she's doing thunderclap. Her movement right there has been getting reduced a bit right there. Her double slap, which I don't know what the move has, a increased frame. Yes, some sit wheel, her command grab right there has expanded the forward hitbox of the. Her EX command grab has more of a forward hitbox right there for the second after frame right there. Change so that the dodging animation and our V trigger does not assume gaze right there. So that's pretty interesting right there. Stock soap V treatment consumption amount increased from 500 to 1,000 right there.
That's double.
It is. She definitely got some interesting changes right there, but I think she's probably still doesn't good. She's probably still an interesting character right there because she's freaking low right there. She probably can't one touch kill you now with her various moves with her changes right there, but she can definitely still freaking mix you up a lot. Okay, Fang reduce his standing light punch upwards hitbox. Added 2 frames of recovery after the throw. His one of his moves has an easier combo window now. Increased overall movement frames from 1 base. Okay, basically it's Fang got fucking nothing right there. There's really fucking nothing they got right there besides maybe a better combo capability, and that's really it. Okay, Alex. Actually, how many more? Fuck, there's a lot more. Okay, I'm gonna try to speed through this right here. I'm going to try to speed through this real quick. Alex, basically, more damage on his throw right there. He has reduced frame data for his, for various normals right there. He can cancel his lariat now, which is actually pretty interesting.
It is.
He has less. His chop right there has less thing right there. His flying cross up, his unique jumping normal right there. He can now it has a better combo potential now right there, so you can do unique combos with it right now, which is actually pretty good. He had a bunch of various changes right there, so and EX Power Bomb has reduced command grab change, which is actually pretty good. Looks like Alex actually has a pretty good amount of changes right here. A lot of pretty good changes.
Yeah. He got some pretty good buffs.
Definitely.
From what I see.
Yep, definitely right there. Okay, Guile. More damage on his forward throw right there. Startup increase. His V-Whistle has more recovery frames on it right there. More startup frames. Sonic Boom has less pushback on block. Knife edge cannot be his V trigger cannot be canceled from a regular sonic boom, but he can cancel from an EX sonic boom. So he can't cancel his sonic moves into V trigger at all, which is very good. Somersault kick. Now he moves the opponent away farther now, so now it's like that's a buff and nerf to him, where he cannot get free pressure after a flash kick right there, but it makes it so that the opponent has to try to get back onto Gal again, which is definitely buff and nerf right there. EX somersault kick right there. His V trigger has less invincibility on it, which that's a definite nerf right there, definitely. Yeah, Sonic Hurricane, so okay, for one that's a guy who definitely got pretty good buffs and nerfs right there. Make it so that he doesn't get free pressure after a reversal right there, because no one should have a free pressure after a reversal that they got. His super right there is harder to come into because of the press back from his flash kick now, so you have to try new ways to come into it and stuff like that, and so on right there. Okay, Ibuki. Damage increase basically has more damage on her froze like always. I'm gonna probably skip all froze for now because everyone knows that they got more damage on froze. Jabbing heavy punch has better hitbox, but better hitbox, but also hurtbox.
Just got a deeper roundhouse.
Yep, but we also got changed a bit right there. Basically, it looks like nothing really got changed right there. Her free trigger 2 might have gotten nerfed a bit right there, but she didn't get really hit hard like she did like in season 3, at the beginning of season 3, because she got nerfed hard in season 3. Bardock right there. Okay, his exclusive smash right there. Less free trigger activation. His V trigger 2. His command grab can cancel into normals now, so he can cancel for normals like that. So he can combo. He can have new combo potential with his command grabs now. So that's actually pretty good right there. Nothing really besides that right there. Besides, obviously the normal things right there.
Yeah, that's an interesting kind of like really redone this V2.
Definitely that. Okay, Jury right there. Standing light punch. I think she got overall nerfed a bit right there. She has more. She lost the anterior jab a bit. Reduced the downward hitbox. So it's also her standing heavy kick right there is better now. Increased amount of ES minigame with 400 training combo. Okay, so he has that's a good buff right there. Reversal too bad right there. Basically, she got more nerfs and buffs. One looks like that's one looks like. I think you only got a lot of changes here. Holy fuck. Let's say standing light kit has more frame batters now. Reduce the opponent's pushback distance on crunch counter, so he can combo easier on crunch counter. No.
They reduced that? He could already just dash in and do everything.
Reduce opponent pushback distance on crunch counter. Yeah, I know. They did cancel timing of Tyrant Blaze by 2 frames. His Tyrant Pressure, his V trigger 2 right there, has more V trigger time now. Basically, they changed a bunch of things about his V trigger from what it looks like right there, so it's actually not better from what it looks like. Which is actually pretty good. I think, they buffed a lot of his V trigger from what it looks like.
Yeah, dude, you still got to make it good enough to
not use V trigger 1.
Aegis Reflector's godlike. You got to make that other one look good if it's going to get picked.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to. You have to make the second one good,
Yep. Okay. Kuma. He has no throw changes for some reason. Okay. basically lost anti-jab, like more recovery on his standing medium kick. Um, same thing with crossing light, reduced the hitbox was by crossing light. Crossing heavy punch right there has more things. So he has basically some nerfs right there here. Oh yeah, he's definitely gotten nerfed a bit right there, but I think it's still pretty good. What it looks like. Basically, Akuma got nerfed a bit right there, but he's still pretty good. It's not like those things are not really horrible for him right there. How he actually plays for now. Okay, we're close to being done right here. We only have freaking 6 characters or so. I don't know. Colin right there. A lot of things got changed right there. A lot of V-trigger stuff changes right there for a dash that got changed right there. Holy fuck, that's a lot of things. So you can cancel things on block right now, basically. So you can they change cancel timings for various moves here, and they increase damage and like change other things here and there for Colleen too. But they also did nerf a couple of things right there, so that you have to play a little bit more smartly from her phone. It's like they also did make it so that her forward dash and V trigger right there takes more V trigger thing out of her, which is actually a smart thing to do because how good she was right there. Okay, and then Manat basically she has. I think she got buffed a lot right here. She has more V trigger gain right there and so with flash right there. I think she has a lot of good buffs right there, but some of the moves right there got nerfed a bit right there damage wise right there. So basically, she got a lot of changes right there. Some of the things got, basically her V gauge meter has been increased from a couple moves right there, but she got a couple of damage nerfs here and there for what it's like. Okay, then Ed. Let's try to hurry up right there. Almost done. Basically, basically lost anti-air jab properties right there. More frames right there. Various things right there. More V trigger. Lost. He doesn't gain as much V trigger on some moves right there. Reduced. Has more recovery on lift. No, he reduced recovery on whiff on some moves. We got more damage increase in some moves. One that's like right there. Okay, Abigail got definitely got hit a lot right there because how people were complaining right there. He lost damage and he has lost damage, but has more stun on him now, but not a lot of stun. His move has more stun. His moves has more startup right there. He can't really combo light attacks into Abigail punch right there, except for on counter hit.
Yeah, he can now.
Yeah, so it's having that right there. He a lot of moves got freaking chains right there with stun, so that he cannot stun you in one V trigger sequence and V trigger one now.
Yeah.
And so that means he can't instantly kill you right there, which is actually a very smart thing because you know how that is right there. And they changed V trigger 2 a bit right there, so now he has more freaking damage and stun on various moves, but in this V trigger 2 right there, one it's like. And Abigail Punch has enforced combo restrictions, increased the knockdown time for the first hit, and stun increase for the knockdown once. Basically, he has damage nerfs for that move right there too. Jakku has holy fuck a lot of changes right here.
He got a lot of buffs, man. I'm happy about it, you know.
Basically, Jakku probably has a lot of freaking frame advantage, freaking changes right there, and a lot of hitbox changes right there, and a lot of different moves here and there. I don't know how Jakku plays right here, so I don't know how I would explain any of these things right here. So I'm gonna try to do it. Basically, a lot of hitbox changes right there, a lot of freaking damage increases right there, and a lot of frame advantage changes for both his young and old versions of him. I'm not gonna explain it right there because most of these things I had never tried at all for Jakku, so I don't know how to explain things.
Okay, well, pretty much he's way better now. So You know.
Yeah, for 1-0, he's definitely way better for 1-0, but I obviously don't know how to do it. Okay, Sakura has better freaking combo potential right there. She has some atrophies getting reduced with it, but she has more damage right there. She can cancel like certain moves into something else. Has a better frame advantage on moves right there, and I think she actually has looks like she has a lot of good changes right here. So she actually probably got changed a lot there. She's probably still not good, but she's definitely better than the version before. Okay, final character, Blanca.
Alright.
Okay, increase pushback on block. Increase opponent's blowback and hits. Basically has more advantage on block on his EX electricity, and also regular electricity. His EX electricity can be cancelled to V trigger now. His V electric thunder basically has pretty good buffs right there. A lot of good buffs right there for him. He's probably at least like a decent character now too right there, but I don't know. Okay, so that's everything right there that I would like to go through right there, because I don't want to go through each thing by freaking detail by detail. Basically, okay, the majority of players got freaking changed right there. The three characters that got buffed right there that's probably should not have gotten buffed was Manat right there, Cammy, and probably Guile right there. Guile probably got buffed.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Guile got some pretty good buffs right there. Got people that got nerfed to Oblivion, freaking Rashid. Abigail, obviously right there. And those are the two people that got really freaking hit hard right there with the changes right there.
Yeah, I think with Abigail it was kind of necessary because it was getting kind of brain dead for a lot of his wins.
Yeah, definitely right there. But
yeah, that's true.
Yep, but then other characters actually got pretty good changes right there. Alex definitely got pretty good changes right there. Macaulay has some pretty good, interesting changes right there, but obviously Macaulay is still a pretty good character.
I do like some of the buffs they give for Zaku, Vega, and Alex.
Yep, those are still pretty good right there. But they still are not helping out characters that fucking need help. Like that freaking freaking Fang. Fang fucking has gotten really nothing besides his V trigger 2, and he still is having a lot of problems with freaking Nazi or something like that. And Chun-Li really did nothing either too for him. It's like she got overall nerfed for him. It's like more than anything, which is sad right there. But obviously we know how fucking good Chun-Li in season 1 was right there. So obviously that's why they don't want to freaking change their lots. And also freaking Jerry right there got freaking nerfed a bit right there, here and there, what's sad too. But she's an okay character. Nothing too amazing right there. Yeah, so right now people are considering basically Cammy, Manat, and Yao is probably going to be the top 3 characters in the game at the moment. But at the moment right there, we don't know how good the other characters are going to be at. We don't know if Alex or Zeku is going to be at right now, but we'll find out soon enough right there.
Yeah.
Yep. So basically, that's all we know right now until we actually play more of the game, and yeah. Okay, so the final topic for the night is going to be Marvel's Capcom Infinite right there. Is the port dead for the game? Right now, no. I meant developer support.
Sorry about that. Go on.
Okay. Yeah, that's the quick answer, Jaco. We're going to have to get into the long answer.
Basically, developer support in this game. For me, I don't know. Because this game right there obviously is having numbers at freaking events right now. That shows that people are caring for this game and watching this game, and the numbers that people are enjoying this game right there shows that they actually want to play this game and actually play this game for real. But
and the tournaments we get pretty good numbers, you know.
Yeah.
Only a 40+ plays we get, you know.
Yeah, that is definitely true. But the main thing that people are worried about now with it is the numbers right there, and also if Capcom, Disney / Marvel has any say with that. Those are the 2 big things that they actually have, because the numbers right now, we know that the game did not meet expectations for Capcom right now.
It did not. No, it only sold like 1 million copies.
Which they
you
were
know.
expecting 2 million copies to actually
Yeah.
for them actually actually do it. But obviously right now they've only made 1 million copies, and also with how the game presentation that basically the public eye sees the game right there, thinks this game right there is a bad game right there, and basically should not play it right there, and how the freaking community freaking is spent right there. Basically makes it so that the Capcom thinks that no one really cares about the game, and also because of the outlook of the game right there, it could be affecting Disney slash Marvel's side of the right there that makes them that so Capcom can't do anything because of that, because obviously they have a big hold over the freaking license right there that basically they can probably control what they do with the freaking game right there, because obviously they're controlling the license right there, and they are very wary of making changes in the game that they do not want them to actually make. Basically, the Master Million video that he posted last night was basically him explaining why that he thinks this game is not getting supported anymore by Capcom at least. It's it's because of various issues right there, mainly how the game was launched right there, how freaking the game was shown off in trailers right there, and how basically how the game actually looked like right there, and how the roster is right there. Multiple two issues that Capcom should have freaking try to fix before the game was launched right there, and basically they didn't fix things that they should have fixed right there. Basically the look of the game right there, basically basically how the presentation of the game actually is right there, the freaking advertisements for the game right there, and various other issues with the game right there. They actually should have already done something about right there before the game got launched right there.
Yeah.
But there's an upside for this game. This game is actually fun to play.
It is.
It is fun to play right there, and this is why this is what the main things that freaking Master Million is so sad about this game right here. This game is fun to play.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of unrealized potential.
Yeah,
it is. Max said it's Marvel Infinite. He said it's like one of his favorite Capcom fighting games since CVS 2. He said,
Actually, to say it's the most innovative or best fighter since CVS 2 is actually a statement I agree with. I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to get more into its support for MVCI. Before we get into Max Million video, just the topic of is support for MVCI dead? So is support dead? Basically, if
well, we're talking about developer support.
So you're talking about developer support. So developer support, it's hard to say. I mean, because it's pretty much we're pretty much being ghosted.
It's pretty they give us the silent treatment right now. What they did with Ultimate Marvel 3,
Yeah, so two things to feel about that, right? Obviously, if you feel like the game is not going to get support, the main things that would lead me to believe that is one is maybe Capcom is actually listening to the toxicity that's out about Marvel, right? Because there's obviously players who are advocating it, but those are very much overwhelmed by the negativity on as far as in social medias and Twitch and whatnot. So so even if Capcom, it's hard to believe. It's hard to have hope that Capcom is hearing the game is good when there's so much negative noise that we've learned to tune out. But I don't know if Capcom and all their genius fighting game division lately actually knows what's going on with this game in terms of the fact that it's become the thing to troll. And that doesn't mean the game's necessarily bad.
It's not bad, no.
But it does clog up the airwaves as far as what Capcom is hearing. And that definitely scares me into thinking that Capcom is going to be 98%, 90% of the people say it's dead, so why even bother, right? When in fact,
hopefully not.
When in fact, 85% of those people are just trolling. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to believe how Capcom is actually going to receive the messages that are being thrown at them as far in regards to this game. So in that aspect, I kind of am a little apprehensive. Or to think that maybe there'd be a reason to think there wouldn't be any more updates just because of that alone, right?
Hopefully that's not the case, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I mean, what's sad is I seen it happen with Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I mean, obviously, I think that game had more opportunities on a gameplay level.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, rather than a graphic level or a UI level like Marvel Infinite. But at the same time, like Capcom never throws out a game and then lets it die without throwing a revision. Like,
yeah, I do not know.
Never. And I've been seeing. I saw 4 iterations of this game, 3 iterations of that game. Though, I mean, not since the arcade days have they done that. And even then, the arcade days, the sequels were the updates. So there was never a time. Yeah. There was never a time where they didn't at least somehow update their engine, right? I would even go so far as to say that Marvel 2 is like the final version of X-Men vs. Street Fighter or Marvel Superheroes.
I can see that.
Yeah, so even people say, well, Marvel 2 didn't get any patches. Well, Marvel 2 was the same engine since Marvel Superheroes. It's just like the 7th iteration of that engine, you know what I mean? Yeah. It wasn't until Marvel 3 that they actually changed the Versus engine, and Marvel 3, with all of its hate, got its update, right? Update.
Ultimate.
So, yeah, and its Third Strike got its update. Street Fighter 2 got 7 updates till it turned into Super Turbo. Like CVS got CVS 2, which was its update. Like, so
Street Fighter the Alpha game.
Yeah, so this would literally be the first game that Capcom throws out there and never touches beyond the beta state. Because every fighting game, even when it's polished, is in a beta state till the players get it and throw it back. So this would be the first game that they don't do that in, which is crazy because I'm sure if they've heard anything about the gameplay, they know it's solid if they're taking any of that feedback, right?
Yeah.
So I would be so now, like, I can't. It's for me. It's hard. If I had to put my money in on one of these horses, I wouldn't even know because I'm well aware of what the community, not the community, what the internet is saying. I'm well aware what the trolls are saying and how overwhelming it is. But I'm But I'm also well aware of Capcom's practices. They sell you sequels that are updates, and why wouldn't they do that with this one?
Yeah, why not? They?
Yeah, so I really don't know what to think as far as MVCI dead as far as from a developer standpoint, because there's strong arguments for both sides, and the strongest argument being all the overwhelming trolling negativity on one end, and then the other one being that Capcom's never just shot something out there and then let it go. They always give it at least a revision, an update, a second impact, a champion edition,
ultimate, ultra,
Yeah, they've done it all every time.
Yeah, they did,
I would go so far as to say that's their MO. Is they throw a game out there, they sell it to us at a beta state, and then they release the revision, charge us $40. Like that's
pretty much.
So. Yeah, so it's kind of I really don't know what to feel. I'm just hoping that Capcom knows that this trolling happening and knows that this game because the biggest thing I hear about this game is potential, right?
It does.
Yeah. So if Capcom, go ahead.
Oh, I keep hearing that word like all the time.
Yeah. There's definitely a running theme with this game. So. For me, my heart's been broken so many times with the MVCI story that it's hard for me to dare to dream, but there is arguments for both sides as far as it being dead from developers. But that's kind of what I wanted to say about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to get a definitive answer.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that like that Capcom's acting like a jaded girlfriend and is just ghosting us. Tell us something, dog.
They gave us like the science treatment. Like, what the hell,
Yeah.
They gave us like this. At least they gave us some news,
Yeah, like, I'm like, Capcom, what do we do? Capcom's like, you know what you did. Like, what? I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So, I definitely want to. So, with that said, I definitely want to talk about Max's video, but I don't know if you want to lead into that.
That's why we did talk about Maximilian a bit, like Maximilian's video a bit, which basically he just like saying that this game is like this game should not die out there, but he thinks that this game is probably going to be dead, by the developers at least, because of multiple issues that he pointed out in the video that I could agree with right there, but we still don't know if the game.
We have to like wait and see. It's like a 50-50 at this point.
Yeah, that's the major thing right there. We don't know if this thing, and the only way to actually figure anything out right there, if it actually is just obviously wait. But there is a way to actually help bring life into this game right there, which is basically. We have to bring in new people in this game right there to actually, or help sell copies right there, or help spread it out, saying that this is a good game right there, and basically like help get more people into this game so that they sell more copies. That's the only way for like Capcom to actually think, know what? Let's freaking make this game better. Let's help. Because it still is a part of the game. Look, it's still selling a decent amount of copies of the game. That means if we actually support this game, we can help bring more people in it. Who knows? We might be able to freaking talk Marvel into letting us have X-Men characters in the game. Who knows?
Fantastic Four characters. That's you.
Says or freaking Super Skull, because obviously that's why he was in the game for
the Human Torch.
It is. Yeah, basically the only way for us to actually get the thing back right there was obviously help sell more freaking copies of the game, or help people buy more of the DLCs, was just like the character costumes or the 2 DLC character packs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I did want to comment a little bit on Maximilian specifically, what he had to say about everything. So first of all, I'm just going to be right out there and say it, like, it's not a life or death situation.
It's not, no.
let's just get that right out the way. I love Marvel probably more than the next guy, if not just as much as the next guy, but I'm not tripping like that, dog. Like, it's cool. Like, it's chill. So first, I just want to get how ridiculous things could get sometimes, and perspectives could get. So obviously, it's a freaking video game, right? So like, I don't know why it has to go to like serious levels sometimes with these people, but I just want to get how absurd that kind of stuff is. But I also wanted to say Max had a lot of very good points. And I would say that. I mean, I love Marvel vs. Capcom as a franchise, and I know for a fact that he does too. So when I see him speaking about it, I see the pain, and it's the same pain I have when he's talking about it, where it's almost like, I wish this wasn't the case, but I can't lie to myself. Like, I can't lie to myself. And I even like how he really made it clear that when he talks about dead, it's not dead as in the game's not being played. It's dead as is the developers still going to support the game? Because I'll be honest, if you want to say that a game is dead when there's no developer support, then MVC 2 was dead on arrival for 10 years, right? Which is not the case. There was no support whatsoever, and it rode for a decade, right? So developer support is not necessarily the measure of a game's lifespan, in my opinion. Right? Like, listen, if they and Marvel 3 is a perfect testament to that. Like, Marvel 3 didn't get the run that Marvel 2 did, and there's a lot of reasons for that. I mean, it's a different era. Information spreads faster. Games get broken quicker. There's a whole bunch of reasons why a game can no longer have a 10-year lifespan, right? Internet, online communities move from sequel to sequel, and these games are pumping out faster. So we're not going to expect that kind of longevity, but Marvel 3, with its lack of support, had a very strong community and was alive and kicking by all senses of the word without developer support.
It did, yeah. We got all the plays,
Yeah, so I don't even like the vernacular of like, this game is dead, because are you talking about from the developer side, or are you talking about not being played anymore?
The community, like, what is it?
Yeah, and the trolls like to play on that a lot. Right? So, so it's kind of like, I'm glad Max made that clarification, because a few weeks ago he said something like the game's dead, and then later on the next day was like, "Oh, I meant by the developer." So I'm glad he was a little bit more particular with his choices of words. But in terms of a game being dead, that's Marvel 2 and Marvel 3 has demonstrated to me that that's literally on the hands of the. That's literally in our hands. So even if Capcom says no support from here on out, it could still be a poppin' game, and it could still have a thriving community, because Marvel 2 was released in a state with no updates. Marvel 3 was released. If anything, that's the Marvel tradition, right?
It is.
Is that they shoot us the game and they yank out, and then we make it great.
Yeah.
So this
this
would be the exception if it didn't happen like.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. Well, if there's if Capcom is not able to keep this game alive for some reason, but there's no way to keep this game alive through the freaking community, guys. And there's ways to actually do that right there. Basically, there is obviously people that still stream this game right there. There's people freaking still watching tournaments right there and like that. And there's people that freaking made it in their lives just to focus on basically Marvel at the moment. The one major person in this game right here that is freaking horribly, I say a couple major people in this game. One is Angelic. Angelic loves Marvel a lot, so much right there that he's hosting an event called Undefeated right there, which is basically Marvel Infinite, Marvel 3 right there, and I believe Marvel's Capcom 2 with maybe Dragon Ball Fighters. I'm not 100% sure if it's that there or not.
He definitely does like all the popular games, but still manages to keep his event Marvel focused, which I love.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I like that too.
Yep, which that's going to happen in June or July right there, which is going to be probably like a lead up event to Evo, which is actually very good. And this is a Marvel focused event right there, basically a versus title focused event right there, which it's going to have a lot of freaking Marvel heads right there. It's going to be like a very big event for the Marvel community, and it's Yep, and also at the same time. Angelic is basically focusing on getting all the details down right there so that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite will have a legit side tournament that is supported by Evo at the moment. It will have time on the main stage right there to actually, have the top 4 being played right there, and he's going to try to have, that good side tournament going right there and have a good prize pool going for that too. So that Marvel will be at Evo, even though it's not going to be one of the main games, it's still going to be there too.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep. And then we have another person, which is in SoCal, which is Kevin Hall. Gavin Hall right there. He basically every single night right there that he almost every single day right there, or most of the days of the week that he basically streams Marvel. And on Wednesday at Wednesday Night Fight, he is the mainstream for basically the Marvel Infinite game at the game, which he also does other games too, but he is focusing on Marvel's Capcom Infinite right there during that tournament right there. He always tries to do it right there. He always wants to support this game because he loves the Marvel vs. series right there, and he is one of the main factors that keeps this game alive in SoCal. To make sure
I also work with him with that lag zone online tournaments as well.
Yes, that is true right there. What's his Jacob Man? Jacob Man right here, he is a very big factor right there. He after hearing the decision from Evo right there that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is not going to be main game, and saying that the game was most likely dead right there, he is basically focusing on only that game at all. Besides maybe a bit of tying other games here and there, that he's
pretty much.
But that he's focusing that this game is still alive with there. The online community is still thriving and wanting to play games with there. He's hosting tournaments almost every single week right there, and he has a ramback going online every single 2 weeks or so that basically has tournaments people from playing it right there, and it actually gets a decent sized turnout right there, around 20 to 30 people interesting probably got different times of the time if they can do it. And basically
I want to take this moment to actually give my personal thanks to Jaco, because You kind of I'll be honest with my old you know what, like I'm barely getting into the world of the online communities, and
Yeah, I understand that.
yeah, and what you got going on there, Jaco, is definitely making it fun and making it welcoming and making it like just as dope as what I've experienced with Marvel offline my whole life. So just want to take the time to give you props.
Oh, thank you, man. I put in like a lot of work into these online events, you know.
When I'm behind the scenes, I can see that it's kind of crazy. I don't even know how you do it.
Yeah, you know, me and these events put like a lot of work into these online events, you know.
Yeah. So before we get, I don't know if you had any more people on this list, or is there anyone else in SoCal you wanted to talk about? Because I do have some upcoming stuff that might be promising for the Marvel community.
Let's see. Anyway, basically,
wait, what about Palm from New York City?
Oh yeah, Bum, like the Bum.
Yeah.
Obviously, Bum obviously helps keep this game alive. He does the own events right there. But he also does other games too. But he is definitely a big Marvel head too. He loves this game right there, so he does try to keep this game alive right there. But he also does other games too. But one of the games that he always tries to stream with there is basically Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And he does Dragon Ball FighterZ here and there right there. He also streams Overwatch too, if you care for Overwatch.
He's given Dragon Ball his love, kind of like most of the streamers, but unlike most of them, he didn't scoot Infinite out of the way for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
He made room for both, right?
And,
unfortunately, lately at Wednesday Night Fights, the secondary stream is also Dragon Balls as well. I just want to be transparent about that. Kevin Ha was running Infinite for a while, but I would say since the last month or so, maybe longer, it's been consistent Dragon Balls. So, I mean, it is what it is. The turnouts are what they are, but I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the location in SoCal called Super Arcade. But
I heard about it,
Yeah, Super Arcade was pretty much where Level Up Live used to hold its weeklies about three or more years ago. And then they split up, and Level Up wound up doing their own thing, and Super Arcade wound up doing their own thing. Well, Super Arcade just literally had their reopening launch to a new location today. And I've already got a chance to it's today, literally 3 p.m. today, they did a soft launch. And they're probably holding tournaments there right now. But the venue looks legit. And I went over to him to speak to him directly, like, hey, what is up with Marvel here? Like, what is up? Like, who's doing it? Because if no one's doing it, like, we're making it happen. And he said that he's already hooked up with Nerd Josh to do Marvel weeklies on Thursdays at Super Arcade.
So, that's great news, man. You know?
Yep,
that's excellent news, because not only that, but it's not like Wednesday Night Fights squeezes all their games in one day, where Super Arcade has the privilege of doing communities on different days, like Smash Sundays.
You know?
Yeah,
it make it more like even, fair, you know, balanced.
Yes. And for Marvel on Thursday, he's planning on running Marvel 2, 3, and Infinite. So like a dedicated Marvel day is like legit. Like that sounds like the old school arcade stuff. So I am personally going to go out there and to support Infinite, because he said that he's only going to run one stream, like his own personal stream, and he's going to stream whatever game has the most, which I think we're gauging is going to be Marvel 3 at the moment, because I know you guys all know there's a kind of a big revival, and we specifically don't want to split hairs. We don't want to be like, you know, some people come from Marvel 3, some people come from Marvel Infinite, and now we got to have separate streams. He's trying to have all the viewership on one stream, right? But there will be Marvel Infinite there, and I stream Marvel. I do the Marvel Monday podcast, and I stream pretty frequently. So I'm gonna promote the hell out of that. Just the fact that SoCal is gonna have another weekly that's a Marvel weekly. Now, whether it's Marvel 3 or Infinite, we have a chance now. Right, we at least have a chance. We got our Marvel foot in the door, right? So I'm gonna come there with my own setup dedicated for Infinite. I know I love Marvel 3 to death, but I also know that I feel like we cracked Marvel 3. It's had its time.
We kind of did, you know.
We cracked it. Like how much more are we gonna get besides Phoenix and Virgil and Zero? Like we did it.
We pretty much like found like all the broken stuff in the game, all the tax strategies, combos, you know.
Yeah, now it's pretty much like pinpoint decisions, and now you know who's gonna win after a couple of hits, and that lets you know that like the game has been solved, right? But I love, like I said, I have nothing but love for Marvel 3, but I want to see this game get cracked. I want to see MVCI get to that state where it's like the meta, super meta, right? So, so basically, long story short, hopefully we're gonna have some weekly Marvel Infinite going on big time over here in SoCal soon on Thursdays.
Yep,
that's great, man.
Yeah, that's super great, and I actually know Mr. Watson personally, and he's all about like the games and the crowd and the good times, and it's pretty legit.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. What says other? Let's see. Is there any other things out there? Well, obviously, there's going to be more events out there coming up out there. You know, major tournaments events that obviously.
And also the shout out to the Marvel Live crew doing all those Marvel live streams. Shout out for them for doing those.
Yep.
Yeah, that's actually a really good podcast. That as far as like knowing what, like I love getting my reports and then knowing what events are coming up from them, and they always have really good guests as well.
They do like a great job with all the broadcasts. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Let's say so.
So how to support? I think people just got to get out. I think
we got to get out.
They have.
This is kind of the weird dichotomy that kind of what the Overwatch scene has gone through is that Overwatch is such an online focused game that it's just hard to get people to convene because everyone plays it from their house. It's meant to be played like that, right? And the same thing is like Marvel Infinite's netcode is so good that I could see why people would just be like, let me just keep playing. Let me just keep supporting the game here at the house. But
well, remember, there's other things you actually can do it there. You can freaking just watch streams of people like playing it too. You can watch tournament streams. You can send money to the streamers right there to help them out right there. You can like gift streams, like gift subs right there to those streamers too for other people to help them out. There's basically, if you want to support people that helping this game out, just help watch them, help freaking give them money right there. That's the main thing, to support people right there. You like tell people to freaking go check it out. To actually freaking play this game right there. Tell people, hey, if you love this game right there, come check out this guy. This guy's pretty awesome right there. He has high level freaking gameplay. That's the major thing that you want to do to help support these people right there. Like you just want to bring your friends right there, saying, hey, you like this game? Here's a guy playing this game fucking too right there. Check him out. That's the major thing to actually have people doing this.
Yeah, I mean, there's major ways to support, and then there's a lot to support, and they all help. Even going on a Facebook group and being like, "Yo, did you guys see that tournament? Did you see that top 8? Did you see that top 3? Like you said, checking out a Twitch channel and just talking hype about the game. I don't know. There's so many. There's just going to locals. If there's locals, go. Just go. Like, because people see you having fun, and if you go to a local, who knows? Somebody came to play Street Fighter, and then they see the hype that's going on. You know, even your presence. If you're at a local, be friendly. Sounds stupid. That sounds so basic, right? But be friendly. Don't be trolly. Don't be segregated. Be inclusive. Like there's so many. Yeah, there's so many ways to just on a personal level just connect with someone. You know, like for me personally, it's like I invite people to play this game. Like I'm like I've taught my whole family to play this game.
Really? Wow, that's
like I got a whole family of I got a whole slew of nephews and all of that, and I kind of I showed them what Evo's all about, and I'm like, dude, this is the next Marvel, get good. And then I meet up with them every week so that they stay involved. You know what I mean? Like
that is sick, man. You know, getting like new players in. You know.
Yeah, like literally. I mean, like that's me getting older, where it's just like, hey, dude, like just showing like my nephews, like, hey, like you don't understand like how much of my life has been so much fun because of this. Like, please jump on, get on board, dog. It's dope. Like,
Says, yeah, that's basically what you need to do, guys, if you actually want to help support things like there. Also, another things, if you like freaking like sponsorships, basically YouTube channels to up your content, sub to them right there, like the videos right there, comment them. If you want to support them, if they have a donation link, donate to them. That's
Like
thing.
me, you know.
Yeah, and also share your video, share the videos with them, with people that you think that would like them right there. Because who knows, you might freaking like if you check out some people's videos, you might like find a player you never knew existed out there, and you fucking love them because they play a certain character you love. Who knows? Who knows? Try it out. You have to try it out, guys.
Yeah, even something like this you got going on here, just the fact that we're talking about it and putting it out there. Like, I have matter of fact, how I connected with Untamed was through a Marvel podcast that I had that I do on every other Monday, and that's how I just by doing that podcast for the love of the game, I'm actually able to connect with Vest and Untamed Gaming, and now we're doing something greater as a team for Marvel. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, you just gotta share the love and spread the joy, or I don't know, share the joy and spread the love. I don't know, whatever. But you can't just hold it in. You got to express it. You got to say how dope it is. There's so many naysayers that it's gonna take the same kind of energy, but on a positive tip, to like make this happen. You know what I mean?
That is true. That is true. Okay, well, I think
get good. People, like keep practicing and get good, because when people see that, they're impressed, and good gameplay always draws crowds. People, even something like that, take the time and practice the game, because when you play people, you're going to put on a better show for anyone happening to spectate. Such a weird way to support the game, but it's a way. Like,
true. Okay. We're probably very close to like ending for this ending podcast right here. Any other fighting game news? The only like fighting game news I've been seeing really is that there's a new character that got released for King of Fighters 14, which is Blue Mary, and that's I never really played King of Fighters at all really, so I don't know who she is, but I know at least a decent amount of players are hyped for her. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool right there at least. Do you know any other fighting game news that have been happening really besides what we talked about today?
I think that's it for now.
Yeah, nothing really comes to mind on this side as well.
Okay.
We definitely went over a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, well, thank you guys for watching. This is Team Area Combos, and I am flying high.
I'm Shaco Man, as always.
And I am War Destroyer.
And see you next time, and hopefully you enjoy this video, and hopefully you'll check out the next one. See ya.
Peace.
Alright, see you guys. This Marvel, baby.